Hi everybody, this is Trish from Art Journal Junkie. I was intrigued by Shannon Green's Journaling by Fives, and today I'll be showcasing the cover of my journal with a flip through of 10 pages. I'll also post the link to Shannon Green's instructions on how to do Journaling by Fives. This you'll find in the description below. I started with a piece of cardstock and measured it against my journal so that I wouldn't overshoot the mark, so to say, by journaling where it wasn't needed. I will follow the 5 steps of Journaling by Fives to make my cover. I found this artwork on the web and printed it on my color printer. Now, as it's an inkjet printer, I was at risk of the ink running when I used my gel medium to stick the artwork down. So I used a simple clear spray paint, which I found at my local hardware store. I took it outside and sprayed 2 coats on both the front and the back of the print and left it to dry well. Spraying underneath seals the paper so that inks and acrylic paints don't seep through and ruin the image on the top. I chose Royal Fuchsia and Peacock Teal from the Americana Acrylic Paints and Azo Yellow Medium from the Amsterdam Standard series for the background. As you can see, I applied one color with an old credit card, another with a dry brush, and the third with my finger. I love painting with my fingers. And with the magic of video editing, I took out my scissors and voila! My artwork was cut out. I went on to step 2, which I had swapped around with step 3. Sorry Shannon, I used my creative license. This is one of my favorite stamps. It's got butterflies, flowers, and text on it. And using black Stazon Ink, I stamped wherever the fancy took me. Now I have a silhouette cameo cutter, so the stencils I'm using here are ones that I've cut myself. I used Prussian blue and white acrylic paint with a stencil brush for the first stencil. Once it was dried, I stenciled the lettering with a black acrylic paint. Since journaling with fives requires collage work, I spent some time cutting out pictures from magazines, and I filed them into a plastic binder. Of course, I still have just as many pictures left to cut out, so I went through them, picking out those that I wanted to use. I cut 1 inch, maybe 3/4 inch strips and glued them down around the border using matte gel medium, placing my paint pots and brushes under and over some of the strips. Once again, I made sure to dry the cover. Then I spread matte gel medium over my composition book cover and set the page up against the spine tape. To help the images pop a bit, I outlined them with a brown Faber-Castell Pitt pen and I smudged it with my finger. This creates a bit of depth. Later on though, I added a thin black outline around the elements to make them pop even more. Once I had doodled over the page with my Posca pens, I set it aside for a while. But you know, I just can't leave alone. I came back later and I added even more. The last thing to do was to cover the red tape with some spectacular pink duct tape. And there we have it, my first Journaling by Fives journal. So as I said, I'll put the link to Journaling by Fives by Shannon Green down in the link below. So I thought, seeing as my surname is Rosema, that my first page would be appropriate to my name. So it's a rose by any other name, and that's me, Trish. And as I love to doodle, one of the things I wrote here is roses are red, violets are blue, something something, I love you. The roses came from one of our local magazines that are put out outside the supermarkets, and I just love red roses. Right. Oh, by the way, my book is 96 pages. I was shortchanged. It was only 52 pages, so I've only got 11 pages in this book. So my flip through is only 11 pages. Our next page is, what can I say here? Don't judge me unless you have looked through my eyes. Now you'll see here my Posca pen made a blip, big spludge, so all I did was I just let it run and incorporated it into part of the design. This, I think, is my favorite page. I'm a Piscean, and Piscean really do need signs. This says we usually don't know which way to swim, and that's why we need signs. And do you remember the music from the 1980s? I think it could have been Donna Summer or one of the divas, and they sang about being upside down all around me, inside out and round. And that's a bit what us fish are like. We go one way, we go the other way, we flip up, etc. Great page, I love it. And here I've written, it's a great day for up. Well, which way is up? Anyway is up. Oh yes, these stamps, these little arrows, were a stamp that I made out of a piece of foam, and it was just a test drive, but it really worked quite well, and then I just added Posca pens over. I love the color red. I also love the color pink. This one was a nail polish advert, and so I've written here red as the color. I love red nails. I love red paint, red heart rum. I love apples, red wine, my absolute favorite. Blood is red, and of course I love very fast red sports cars. Cupcakes aren't the new donuts. I think donuts are the new cupcakes. And originally I was going to put here OCD, which was obsessive cupcake disorder. Try and say that when you've had a glass of red wine. Anyway, what I did was I found the donuts online on a Google search, and again I used the spray mate. The secret being that you need to spray the back because you don't want the ink to come through once it's wet. And if you've got anything on the background, if you've used a Dilutions ink or anything that's water soluble, it's going to come through the inkjet print. Then what I did was I also used this acrylic medium gloss, and I put that onto the donuts, and it gave them a little bit of a sheen, as you can see. Right, say no to GMO, no to sugar, no to MSG. I'm a cancer survivor, and I've been watching the series The Truth About Cancer, and diet is so important. So I've written here, food must look appetizing, otherwise it's bleh, and that's true. And let food be thy medicine. And then I journaled at the bottom, cancer will not cancer will not get me. I will determine what, do you know, I can't even read what my own, cancer will not get me. I will determine what goes inside my body. And I love fish, so it's one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I love Dr. Seuss as well. I am the queen of gadgets. Any gadget that's going is in my kitchen. That's why I wrote here, it's in my house. And gadgets go for eating, drinking, partying, wine, red wine, eating. You can understand I like wine. Anyway, domo arigato, mis da vida. My husband's name is Peter, so thank you, Peter, because I've got a dishwasher, a fridge, a tumble dryer, an oven, the whole lot. And they're not necessarily all the same make. There's Samsung, DeFi, AEG, LG, whatever. They make my life easier. Love the colors in this page. Oranges in South Africa, the best oranges you get are called Patensi. So Patensi oranges are the best. And here I journal. I know so many ways to enjoy oranges. In my juice, in glühwein, in pancakes, with vodka injected into them for the rugby, and then best of all, eaten straight off the tree. And we've got a Mama Jam patch in our garden. We have oranges and lemons, and Peter often uses them to make our marmalade. it's such a pretty splurge of color. And I loved these sandals. I just thought they were so bohemian and very pretty in all my colors. And I wrote here, after all the food I ate this winter, I'm happy to report that my flip-flops still fit me. And that's why in South Africa we don't call them flip-flops, we call them plakkies. And don't know how that came about, but the Afrikaans word to stick is to pluck, so I don't know if it means that they stick to your feet. At any rate, I used a white Signo pen here and I did a whole bunch of like twirly stuff. And of course, you know, Havaianas are very nice pluckies at the moment. Not that we need them because now we're going into winter. Spa days are bliss. We all need more spa days. And I've journaled here that why not take time out and spoil yourself with a spa day. Do the whole thing. Facial, pedi, mani, massage, sauna, hair, aromatherapy, and Reiki. And I made a promise to myself, I am going to do more spa days. Haha! I loved her red hair. I don't know if you can see it. I know it's a bit shiny, but I love her hair. And, you know, I've been watching a lot of TV, American TV at the moment, and one of the things that tickles me pink is the transgender issue. And while I have no problem with transgender, I just want to say that when your hair is done, your nails are painted, and your lipstick is pink or red, then you are truly a woman. Unless, of course, you're Caitlyn Jenner. No disrespect meant, of course. Oh, and you see the splotch here? What happened here is another Posca pen. You know, give it a shake, put it down, and it just splurges all over. Never mind. All I did was I took the back end of my pencil, the eraser, and I just plonked it in there, and I made lots of little polka dots, and then I squiggled around them with my with my Signo pen. And finally, Africa. This is my country. This is where I live. Somewhere around here, I just journaled a very personal message. This is the back end of my book. I love my home. I love my country. We're very fortunate with the sunshine that we have. I know it's a bit bland, but you know, this is very special. It's in my heart. Once you've been to Africa, you'll understand. So there we go. That's my journaling by fives. Thank you to Shannon Green and to Cat Hand for the inspiration. I don't know if I would have been able to attempt this without watching your videos. And for those who've watched my video, thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. I'll be sure to upload some more videos soon. Bye bye for now.